Fahid Mojdeh, a former official in the Taliban's foreign ministry, remembered the two Arab-speaking journalists who had arrived in Kandahar. He was surprised that their camera equipment was hopelessly outdated. Why they bring such an old-fashioned camera, he had thought to himself. Only later did he understand why. The camera was used to hide the bomb that killed Ahmad Shah Massoud, leader of the Northern Alliance. The assassination of Ahmad Shah Massoud on September 9, 2001, has sometimes been described as a preparation for the September 11 attacks and the subsequent U.S.-led invasion of Afghanistan. Massoud's murder was supposed to pave the way for the Taliban's final defeat of the Northern Alliance, thereby removing the only local ally the United States could rely on during an invasion. Others have suggested that al-Qaeda staged Massoud's murder to please Mullah Omar so that he would be more willing to accept the 9/11 attacks. Both these claims are on the premise that al-Qaeda at the time was only concerned with their international terrorist campaign against the United States. In reality, al-Qaeda was pursuing multiple agendas in Afghanistan, including organization building and support to the Taliban state-building project. Against this backdrop, it is probably more accurate to view the Massoud murder as a special operations behind enemy lines, carried out to give the Taliban a strategic advantage in the war. U.S. intelligence sources say that Massoud murder was planned by Saif al-Adil, whereas Egyptian explosives expert Abdul Rahman al-Mujahir helped construct the bomb. Furthermore, there was a group of mid-level operatives involved in the planning. They included Mohammed Zahran, a Saudi, and Gharib al-Sana'ami, a Yemeni. Both of them were frontline commanders north of Kabul. Mohammed Zahran was in charge of an observation post overlooking Bagram. Gharib al-Sana'ami was a deputy to frontline commander Abd al-Salim al-Hadrani. A third member of the group was Talha al-Jaziri, who was associated with Abu Jafar al-Jazani at the Algerian house in Jalalabad. French authorities have connected Abu Jafar to the Massoud murder. The three of them were allegedly trained by Abu Jihad al-Masri, who became general commander of the Kabul front. And afterward, at least one of them, Zahran, attended a course for special operations given by Abdul Rahman al-Mujahir, al-Qaeda's top explosive expert in Kandahar. Course specialized in surveillance and assassinations. U.S. intelligence also suggests Gharib al-Sani received extensive special training at a guest house in Kandahar. Suggests that al-Qaeda was building up a special operations capacity by tapping off resources from al-Qaeda's international operations experiences, and that they used it against the Northern Alliance. U.S. intelligence information states that Zahran's group was involved in several operations behind enemy lines north of Kabul. One of them was the assassination of a Massoud commander at Bagram called Baba Yumba in July of 2001. The account cannot be confirmed from open sources. Newspapers contain no reporting about the remote-controlled truck bomb blast, which allegedly took place outside Baba Jumba's house and killed 12 people, including the commander. Nevertheless, training manuals found in Afghanistan after 2001 suggest that al-Qaeda was training for these types of operations behind enemy lines. Al-Qaeda's ambition was to carry out special forces type operations and to be a strategic capacity of the Taliban. The murder of Ahmad Shah Massoud was indeed an operation of strategic significance, not in the context of 9/11, but in the context of the Taliban's war against Massoud. Over time, al-Qaeda's frontline participation with the Taliban became an integral part of al-Qaeda's own training and education program. The existence of the active front lines in Afghanistan served al-Qaeda's own interests perfectly. Front lines attracted recruits, and they served as testing and training grounds for future al-Qaeda cadre. Al-Qaeda's international terrorist operations could not possibly attract, absorb, and test prospective members of al-Qaeda the same way as the front lines did. In other words, Al-Qaeda was dependent on having access to a front line in order to build a resilient organization. Resilience would be essential for an organization that was now controlled and entrenched in war with the world's greatest superpower.